I can honestly not recall what I was doing, what I had said exactly when I was first accused of victim blaming. I do know that it's been continuing ever since that first suspicious night until now, until this very day, where even on this channel I'm sort of vaguely accused of victim blaming. And that day when I first got accused about it, it was really stomping down on me because I couldn't really figure out what the hell went on here. I didn't say or accuse the victim of anything, but here I suddenly got accused of blaming the victim by victim blaming? And the entire situation on its own was so wrong to begin with. But at this time I didn't even know that I was talking to someone that had been indoctrinated into an ideology that there can be never anything done wrong on the victim's behalf. And for a normal rational mind, the incident, the particular event that I don't even know the word singularity really means, so I hate to use it, but it sounds kind of like that focal point where the actual incident is happening. That is not the fault of the one having a bad day. But things leading up until that point, until that very, very point, can a lot of the time be at the fault of what the one ending up with the worst outcome. Anything from making a bad choice to making several bad choices to deliberately provoking something. All of these things are perfectly legitimate reasons that something went wrong before the bad incident happened. Take for example what Thunderfoot was doing with, I think it was with the that elevator lady, whatever that was, and he was saying, if I'm going out into the forest, I won't be safe from predators, from predator animals that are far superior than humans. I mean, no, we like to think that we're at the top of the food chain, but we're still somewhere in the middle. But Thunderfoot was pointing out, I can take a lot of necessary precautions to make sure that I don't put myself at unnecessary risk. I know I'm in their territory. I know that there is a chance of being attacked, of being a victim of something horrible. And it is at this stage where you can choose to be a complete moron, which all feminists seems to be in absolute favor of for some mysterious reason. You can be a complete moron and you'll have the feminists on your side as long as you're a woman, or you can take sensible and precaution. You can be smart about what you're doing. Say that you walk out into the American wilderness and you know there's going to be a lot of big bad animals. A gun would be a good start. Knowledge about what animals could be in the areas is another one. Ability to defend yourself, ability to stick to protected areas where they cannot get to you, ability to think of an escape route to get away, knowing how to deal with situations. All these things are very, very good things, as long as you're a man. But if you're a woman, you obviously support the patriarchy and rape culture and whatnot if you do any of these precautions, because you know you only want to do that if you're a woman because you want to get laid. Very, very strange things. But it isn't this part of the victim blaming that I really want to focus on. It is something that has stood out so clear just in front of my eyes that I'm surprised I didn't think of it today. And that is all this victim blaming on the people that are innocent. Have you noticed how this is always done by the social justice warriors? To deflect away and saying, oh, how dare you victim blame? But hang on a minute, you're the ones blaming the victim in the first place. You're the ones that putting all the focus on the victim. You're the ones dragging it in there. And now you have this very, very suspicious timing with Emma Watson's UN speech and this rantic marketing group trying to take on 4chan. And right, I know that 4chan might be having a little bit of issues because of all the bannings and everything going on. To be perfectly honest with you, I've never touched 4chan. I know about the website, I know about the place, I've even looked in on a few of the comments, but I've never registered an account. I never felt the urge to actually participate in anything going on there. I simply do not have the time of the day to begin with, and you can read into that whatever you like. But apparently this marketing agency wants to take down 4chan because they're victim blaming. They are blaming 4chan for supposed nude pictures of Emma Watson. And it's like, no, hang on a minute. Pamela Anderson did a sex tape a long time ago, and the only way that sex tape could have ended up in media's hand is if either her or Tommy Lee, whatever his name was, handed it over and said, "This is a sex tape. We are having sex on this tape. Please spread it around. We want to be more famous." And for the two of them, that was kind of a perfect move for their career because, well, Pamela Anderson made her famous because she already shown off her body. There was nothing new to see there. And Tommy Lee, whatever his name was, over-tattooed rock musician thingy. Don't think I've ever heard any of his songs or the band songs or anything. I might have, I'm not certain. For them it kind of makes sense because, well, you know, drugs, rock and roll, sex, all that. Perfect sense. They, however, did the leaking. They gave it away. There's never been an armada of people running around and breaking into celebrities' home and scouring through every second of all the videotapes and CDs and DVDs and everything they have in case they may find something. Fast forwarding to now, skimming over stupid shit like Paris Hilton and the accidental leak of her sex tape, and Kim Kardashian that is famous for what now? Was it an app on no, it was another sex tape going on there that mysteriously found its way out into media. But now we had, what's it called, the fappening? Where supposed hackers hacked into the iCloud of Apple and managed to directly target a few select celebrities of varying status, of perfect decent age for still having a maximum amount of crowds that would love to see them without clothes on. And I'm going, there has been no warning from Apple to my iCloud account to tell, we have been compromised, change your password, which is the usual default action to make when a hacking has occurred. When a compromise of a database, even if you are not on the same server, the technology is usually similar, so if there is a breach in one point, they will make everyone aware of it. Just look at the eBay thing that happened earlier on this year, where they told everyone to change the password. It might have been the end of last year, but it was within these past 12 months. So we're back again. These celebrities leaked these photos. And if they had been spread as easily and readily available as these supposed hackers would have done, then they would have been far more available than they really are. But I'm not sure how many of you have seen them. I accidentally get them on my timeline, and I do mean it as in I have those friends that would share it if they got a hold of it. So I don't have to go and hunt for stuff on my own if there is something salacious out there. And of the people I follow on YouTube, on Twitter, and forums where I hang out, which I'm not going to reveal here, they're quite reputable forums, but they do have their own subsections, just like Reddit and 4chans and everything, where pretty much everything goes. And I don't want these websites to be swarmed by any more both good or bad people than they already are, because they the moderator's doing a good job, and that's why I'm still sticking around on these forums after all this time. Although they are starting to get a little bit more toxic with the new influx of anti-gamergators that have joined in on them. Anyway, I'm going away from this whole victim blaming thing. The latest thing, the countdown to the release of Emma Watson's footage with the supposed idea of silencing her from speaking at the UN. Well, first and foremost, you dipshit, the timing is so off. She's already given the speech. And what's the point of having a countdown timer after she's been giving the speech? What's she gonna do, recant? Was she gonna take it down when already millions of people have seen that shit? It wasn't even good stuff that she was saying. It wasn't even weak sauce. It was just the old same 70s feminist propaganda of men having to stand up to defend women, although women needs to be equal in society. So I think the Snake Plissken, I was gonna say, the Plisskenist, I think is called here on YouTube, and I think he said it the best, that why do you demand equality and the same rights and same responsibilities, yet you demand men to constantly still come to your rescue and stand up and defend you? And I'm just taking that very loosely, but it was the gist of what he was saying. And I agree. Feminists wants all this equality and everything without the responsibility of it. But yet again, we're stepping too far away from the victim blaming. This company now, which name just completely gone away from my mind here because I'm just talking straight. I'm not reading from a script. This company's perfect timing is trying to accuse a supposed hacker that apparently FBI also is looking for. But I can tell you this hacker doesn't exist. It's the PR agencies of these people that have these picture leaked through whatever channel they want. They probably even have a scapegoat ready in case it has to go that far. But they're pointing fingers at usually the white cisgendered male and saying, hey, it's your fault these pictures leak. You're scum of the earth, blah blah blah, all the time. And it struck me today that this is nothing but professional public relation and image building. Because how can you boost a Hollywood celebrity woman's career, moderately to really attractive such? Well, an obvious way is to show a little bit of skin, a little bit of tits and ass. But no, you can't really do it today because you have the feminist armada going absolutely bonkers if you do that without reason. So let's inject that mysterious cave-dwelling, basement virgin, 40 years old with fedora, neckbeard and all that, and blame him for the nude pictures that these celebrities took of themselves in their bathrooms, in the mirror, where they brought in the iPhone or whatever phone they had. And more often than not, you can see that they are the ones taking the pictures and then sending them out. You know that there is no hacker targeting these accounts, breaking their passwords, getting in there and then finding amongst all the data that is there, finding the perfect shot. So how would you do that? How would you know when a celebrity has a naked shot or not of themselves? Unless you're the one taking it, or being told that a picture has been taken of this person. How would you know when to hack an account? Most people in Hollywood are probably having an armada of lawyers and everything, which would have a lot of IT savvy people telling them, change your password every 3 months, etc, yada yada yada. Basic business standard, and I think here in UK they've dropped it now to every 75 days, so it's not even 3 months between just a normal user account on a standard business has to change passwords. I could be wrong about that because I haven't really been in an office environment with multiple computers and login and everything. Last time I did that, they were using the usual 90-day rotation. Can't have the same password 2 consecutive accounts in a row, so you have to have at least 9 months, I think it is, between the ability to have one password to you having that password again. And the Hollywood people, they have these people around them. It's probably not common knowledge, but if a normal tiny little business have to have this, and I do mean have to have it as it is in law, that they must have these kind of securities in place, then the Hollywood celebrities have it as well. There is no hacking or leaking going on there, unless they're compromising everyone, i.e. breaking the entire Apple iCloud. So this is nothing but PR, professional marketing, image building, and all that. And these girls that have now had their images leaked, and I don't even know or care who they are, that has been done really, really brilliantly. They get the feminists on their side. Oh, sorry to hear that your nudes were leaked on the internet. Congrats to the fame and the 10,000 new people you have following you on Twitter and whatnot, and no likely the boost that will get into your next film. Oh, it's so sad about you on that and everything. Oh, these horrible men that are always like eye raping you and everything. But I would like to hear what you guys have to say on this channel. Do you think that there are some lucky little hacker sitting out there with some kind of inside information as to when these celebrities are snapping nude shots and taking them, and knowing when to hack these accounts and exactly what image to look for, without spending so much time in the cloud that Apple's own security, or whoever they're using, own security wouldn't be able to start tracing and detecting where they are? With NSA being able to spy on millions of people all over the globe, I think this is very, very unlikely. It could be, but we would all have messages from Apple going saying, oh, we gone screwed up on our security, you're gonna have to change the password because there might be people with access to your account. And that's also one thing that I'm wondering about. You have to activate your phone to do the backup to the cloud. Now I have an iPhone 4, I think it is. It's got 16 gig of stuff on it, and the free iCloud you get is merely 5. Mine has been bitching at me for a year now and saying, we don't have more space for you, we can't do more backup, you have to pay. So how come your nude shot is up on the iCloud unless you made sure that it's up on the iCloud? Just an odd question. I think it's worth having an answer to that. But I also want to know about the double standard. And I think it was on Paris Hilton that I was brought the attention that nude photographs of a man was leaked with very, very leering comments, and even a refusal to take it down. But these new photos from the fappening were condemned with gusto, and it was a refusal to put them up. It was a refusal to show these nude women against their will, but this nude man, not a problem. Can't we just stop with this double standard bullshit? If something is okay to happen to a man, then it should also be okay to happen to a woman if we are truly going to be equal. There is no way to have both the cake and eating it. If it is okay to be done to a man, it's also okay for it to be done to a woman. There is no middle ground. If it's not okay for the man or it's not okay for the woman, then it applies to both. Any feminists listening to this, please give me your thoughts on that whole thing of what's okay to happen to a man but not okay to happen to a woman. Explain to me how that is equality. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for listening. Name is Viperbane, also known as Jim in the real world. Do remember to subscribe, like, give feedbacks, comments, spread this around so more people can see it, and hopefully this channel can build up and become really, really big. I'm hoping to be bringing more stuff about Gamergate soon, but I'm still waiting and trying to catch up on all of that. Don't worry, we will be back to the regularly scheduled programming very, very shortly. Until next time, guys, peace out.